Hi guys, it's Jacob from Stringbuzz here, stringbuzzworld.org being a music journalism site. Links are in the description down below. And we have a brand new song review for you today, and it's the latest by Dirty Projectors, and that's up in the Hudson. I'm going to refer to the original articles I usually do for these videos, so I hope you enjoy. So now, Dirty Projectors are back with this brand new single, and on their last outing they actually ruffled some feathers really. Although I personally really liked Little Bubble, I could totally see why people didn't and why the critics are giving the group some mixed reviews. It's a bit of a harsh reception actually. I personally love this approach of being larger than life and crazily experimental, but that does mean you risk not connecting with many people who recognise a different sound, as well as you risk being inconsistent, because things are just going to naturally connect with people more than others. And so I hope they do well with this new style, and I hope people start giving them props for even approaching music in this way, because it's risky, it certainly is. So shall we see what I thought of this latest effort? Now, even though for the first minute or so I was really iffy about the route that they were going down in this song, I must admit by the end of the track I was more than just a little bit speechless. It has to be one of the most original tracks out there at the moment, and it's just so refreshing to hear these exploratory jams being put back into music. It's been about 40 years, where have you been? Now, there are parts which I did turn my nose away to, I will admit that, but in a way it kind of worked well when juxtaposed next to more conjunct parts. It's like a balance in which you have to experience one to really love the other. They work well together despite, individually, them perhaps not being, even on the same platform as each other. Starting with the production, the song is a little thin at times, but I must admit the instrumentation has been mixed in an incredible fashion, despite the often diverse dynamics and progressions. When it comes to the vocals, they're both grating as well as soft. Yeah, I don't know whether they meant to do that, but it still kind of worked for me, I guess. Harsh as well as gentle, and I loved the way that they were mixed in comparison to the way the song flowed. Everything flowed in unison and in harmony, which I don't usually talk about music production like that, do I? I will say, however, that the dual panning is a little over-eager here in the vocals, but the diction and the clarity of each note is spot on, and from a theoretical standpoint, the mixing has allowed for the complexity of the song to really shine. So yeah, I guess that's kind of purposeful, and it kind of works, really. I'm genuinely finding it difficult to explain why the mixing was so good, because there are so many little elements that combine to create the overall atmosphere, which somehow have all been focused on thoroughly as well. All I can really say is that the texture is gorgeous, the timbres are vibrant, and are really pushed into the foreground of the mix, and nothing feels like it's just filling space. Everything feels like it's relevant here. That's difficult to do. Moving on to the musicality, the song is just so diverse and follows such a unique narrative. We have moments where the track is largely electronic, with quirky little synths being used here and there, and a sub-bass to solidify the low ground, something which, you'd usually hear from a typical electronic track. Then you have moments that are almost orchestral, with fabulous sounding horns and amazing little polyphonic melodies made by organic instrumentation. There are just so many things that happen at once, but they all carry significance, and this song has been made for you to listen to over and over again just to find those little intricacies. I will say that the vocal sample at the very start very nearly took me out of the song, because it just sounded utterly horrific. But once that nonsense was done and it was over with, and we actually started being given some substance, the track just propelled itself onto a whole new level. The percussion is varying and adventurous, the vocal melodies are progressive yet memorable, the horns, those horns, just so good, possibly the best horns we've heard thus far this year, and the track just has this long outro that really characterises everything good about experimental music right at this moment. The song form is crazy as well, with the song flowing into many separate and unique phrases, which again is almost masterfully done. I will say that some sections are better than others, as the track often gets a little bit disjointed, but when it's roped back in a strange way, it's kind of worth it. Lyrically, the song follows a very original narrative that is both entertaining as well as enticing too. It's interesting to hear all these different experiences unfold, and it just came across as so invigorating. We had character and personality on show, with talent walking hand in hand, and I thought the vocal performance was unreal on this track. It's almost like a classical vocal performance, and no, I'm not talking operatic here, but rather simply due to the variant dynamics he puts on his own voice and the use of the full octave. His vocal control is insane. So all in all, a crazy track that really has me a little bit stunned to really talk about. I've been struggling to get my words out, because how do you explain a song like this? Although I don't see it being the track that will define January this year, and it isn't my favourite track of the month, I must admit that this is a technical and musical achievement, this song. So I gave it a G rating of 8 out of 10. If you like this video, then please leave a like, comment what you think in the comment section down below, subscribe to see more, and I'll see you around next time. Bye bye.